This video I'm going to tell you how to utilize compound effect in your life. So the first thing, what is compound effect? Small actions or changes over a long enough time period lead to big results. And the thing is, compound effect applies to literally everything in your life, from your habits to relationships to the things you do on a daily basis. The point is that whatever you're doing right now, whatever you did yesterday, is going to affect your future regardless of how small it was, because it compounds over time. However small you think your habit is, it is going to have a huge effect on your life over a long enough time scale. Again, it compounds. It applies to both good habits and bad habits. The bad habits, even though it seems like they have no effect on your life right now, over a long enough time scale, nothing in the universe just goes unnoticed. Everything has effect on something. It is a universal law that a certain amount of energy input is going to be equal to a certain amount of energy output. Yes, you could say there's leverage and stuff, but the thing is, you leverage your input to get some kind of output. So the only thing we could focus on is input and leverage. I'm not going to get into leverage in this video. It is a universal law that a certain amount of input is going to be equal to a certain amount of output. There is always output, which leads me to the first principle, which is output is a lagging measure of your input. Alex Hormozi said an interesting thing about it. The money you have right now is a lagging measure of the work you did before, not now. To get a different amount of money in the future, you need to focus on the input, because output is a lagging measure of your input. So the idea is that you need to let it first work. That is, you need to have a long enough time scale where the thing you're doing right now, perhaps it's a business or you're working out, whatever, the results need to show themselves, and it requires time. You need to let it work first. You're not going to have a jacked body after you go to the gym once. You need to be doing it for years, because your body is a lagging measure of your workouts. Compound the input such that the output of it can actually show itself on a long enough time scale. Which leads me to the second principle. Do small things consistently for a long time. And this principle is a lot more about habits. Let's take drinking water. The results of it can show up literally tomorrow. And it's more about like energy, because if you drink water, you're going to think clearer. Your body is going to just be able to clear out the toxins it has. You're going to have more energy. And the thing is, over a long enough time scale, if you drink water every single day, like the amount of water that you need every day, it might be different for people. Your body is going to be cleaner. You're going to think better. You're going to think straight. The thoughts are going to be just flowing naturally, because the paths in your brain are clearer. Or it could be something like 10 minutes of stretching before going to sleep. Stretching relaxes your body. It releases the tension in your muscles. It just makes your life overall better. It's like 10 minutes before sleep. You literally just sit next to your bed, stretch your neck, stretch your legs, stretch your spine, because it's important. Literally just 3 parts of your body. You don't even have to stretch your hands, just doing some weird things. Just stretch the very basic stuff of stretching. On a long enough time scale, it's going to prevent a lot of things like arthritis, for example. Or compared to your peers 20 years down the line, you're going to have a better spine. It doesn't seem important, but spinal fluid is a fluid. It needs to be moving. So when you stretch, it's actually helping it to let your spine just move freely so that the fluid goes how it needs to go. It's especially important if your work is mostly just sitting. The third principle is don't go after the new shiny thing. It actually happened to me a few days ago. I made a bet with a friend that I need to make 10K as fast as I can, because if he does it first, I need to pay him 1K or whatever. First idea that came to my mind is that I need to go after the fast money, which is like in my mind was growing IG and stuff. So I literally, when I was excited, created a plan, brainstormed a lot of ideas, created a lot of things, like everything seemed laid out. Then, literally at the end of that day, just before I was going to bed, I thought, I need to focus more. Then I remembered something that Alex Hormozi said. There was particularly one of the slides in his presentation, which was like 3 vehicles, literally just cars. Car goes to the middle of the road and there's success, and then person just jumps back to another one. The first car goes back and the second one goes to the middle. Then he jumps back to another one, and he just keeps jumping around on the new shiny things. And the thing is, nothing works because they don't let it, because they went after the new shiny thing. It was exactly the same with me. This channel literally started getting some traction, and I am just switching now. Of course, then I remembered that I need to focus. And the interesting thing is, again, which other businessmen, other people that I look up to said, anything you do will work. You just need to put enough time and enough effort into it. Anything can generate money. Literally anything, any kind of business model, all of them work. You just need to make it work. And by make it work, I'm not saying that you need to put insane amounts of effort. It's just stick to the boring work. Literally just keep doing what you're doing. Of course, there's like opportunity vehicles, there's like a market and stuff. For example, I am in the creator economy, and if I was like in a plumbing market, the creator economy would blow more than the plumbing market. There's that, but whatever you're doing, all of it can work if you just let it work. If you just don't quit and don't switch to the next shiny thing. Just think about whatever you're doing on a daily basis as the compound effect. Everything you're doing right now compounds. For example, in my case, it's smoking. I don't know what's going to happen. It's probably going to be worse in the future if I didn't smoke, but the benefits of it right now are kind of worth it. In the same fashion, if you're working out every day, just keep working. It's like, again, the frame of the infinite versus finite game. Point of the infinite game is to stay in the game, and the point of a finite game is to win. Try to reframe whatever you're doing to keep doing what you're doing. If it's a business, just by default of staying in the business, of just keeping afloat, you win. And the same goes for health and working out. Just by default of staying healthy, just working out, you win. It's not the point of getting that body that you want. The point is to keep going, to keep working out. That's the infinite frame. Thank you for watching this video. Like and subscribe, and go to the links down in the description. You're going to find interesting stuff there.